Hey, Shalom, coming to the name of Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rachahodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone, who taught us this truth, and salutes unto the Arkham that continue to push the word in truth and in sincerity. Now, it's been so busy lately. It's been pretty much impossible to stay up on top of videos, which is a good thing, because it just, shows that the word is being pushed out in abundance, man. And it's physically impossible to stay up on top of all videos. So of late myself, I've been doing a lot of catching up. And here is Elder Yashuamba's page, Remnant Saved 144. Pretty much this was the pre-Passover live, as you can see in the title. And as most of us know, Apostle Rakar relocated, down those sides basically. So he was with the elders of the Dallas camp and the other brothers, and you can see I've paused it here. I'm only 23 minutes in, and the Apostle Rakar made a beautiful, simple but beautiful point, and he was basically saying that he was on the phone. I think he said a couple of days beforehand with Apostle Tahar, and they were discussing some things which we don't need to know about. But the little bit of the conversation which he had with the Apostle Tahar, which he did let us in on in this lesson, is that Apostle Tahar was saying to him, essentially, brothers need to go back to the basics. Not every lesson has to be deep. Not every lesson has to be some new information, 2 deep, 3 deep, 9 deep, Star Trek deep, as Apostle Rakar said, man, forsake not the basics, essentially. And I paused it there. I even, went back and, kind of clipped that bit and put it up on my channel, and now I'm doing this video which will follow, because, as I said, it's a simple point, but it's a beautiful point, man, and it's a needful point. Okay. Now the scriptures speak about, members coming in at the 11th hour, the last hour, man. So it's needful to have balance, man. Not every lesson has to be something deep. It can be the basics, man. Because guess what? There's a saying which I've always held to myself, and it's this: the most sophistication is found in simplicity. The strongest things are found in simplicity, man. All this deep stuff and explanations and this and that, yeah, it's needful and good in its season, but what is timeless and will always stand is the foundation, because without a foundation there's nothing to build upon. Okay, so not every time, and I speak to myself as well, first and foremost, not every time you speak about certain individuals, it's not every time you have to say, for example, just as an example, and you talk about Isaac, which is Yahweh Shai. We know that, but it's not every single, if the Spirit makes you bring it out, you bring it out, but it's not every time you have to say that, because you could be doing a video, and for example, you mention Isaac, or I mention Isaac, and a new person watching, and they get confused because they don't know anything about reincarnation. What the hell is that to them, And then you're talking about Isaac, and they're getting their, for lack of a better term, the biblical characters mixed up, because, hold on a minute, if we talk about Isaac, I'm talking about the Lord, Solomon, what? So if the Spirit wills, you bring it about, just as an example. It's not every time you have to mention someone's reincarnations, because it can mess people up, man. We have to basically essentially be considerate to those coming in. Okay. So without further ado, let me pull up 2 precepts. This one I wanted first. Ecclesiasticus 3:21. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Every brother, we have to, operate according to our lot. Now that's not, guys will look at that and say, yeah, he's trying to hold me back. He's trying to hold men back. He doesn't want me to, elevate, learn more. Of course. That's what's expected of us to do. If we're not growing, as the apostles did many videos on lately, if we're not growing, you're not a part of the elect. So yes, we're meant to learn more, grow spiritually, get deeper in the scriptures, as it were. Okay? But at the same time, you're not going to be, let me say it this way. Brothers have their gifts, man. Operate within your gift. Operate within my gift. Okay? Trying to go above, as it were, your pay grade, and then just get muddled up, man. Okay? Search things that are, neither search things that are above their strength, because certain topics, it's not even about comprehension and understanding, it's about spiritual growth. Sometimes certain concepts can't be grasped until you've reached a certain spiritual level. Now, I'm not saying that from the perspective of a spiritual master, because I'm not deep. I ain't been in this all that long. I'm a young brother, okay? So, it's certainly not from that perspective, but with the little experience I do have, I can testify that there's certain things, and as I mentioned this maybe a couple of weeks ago, there's certain things you can grasp the idea of, but you'll never fully understand until you've matured to a certain level. And I've seen that within my own walk in the truth. There's certain things I've heard and it's like, yeah, that makes sense. I grasp the concept of it, but the actual understanding of it came many years later. And it's like, whoa, I thought I knew that. And then you realize, I don't know shit. Last scripture, Ecclesiastes 12:12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished, which is to strongly and sternly advise of making many books. There is no end. And much study is a weariness of the flesh, man. Sometimes just bring out the precepts, man. Not everything, and we're going to go to this book and this article and that source and this and that. And you're all over the place. And it's like, at the end of the day, you just feel tired, not edified. And those who watch just feel tired and not edified. Okay, all these different books here, there. Now, we use these sources from time to time because they help corroborate the point. They don't make the point, but they add to the point, because the point proven is the scriptures. The scriptures doesn't need backing. The point proven is the scriptures itself. These other sources just help the point. Okay? Or just show that the point is on point. It's a lot, man. Playing around with words. But there you go, man. But sometimes just read the precepts, break it down, and that's it. Because herein lies the basics of how we were taught. Now, the apostles, they've been in this, longer than a lot of brothers have been alive on this side, myself included, man. And it's like, imagine all the knowledge they have, but still they neglected not the basics, and that's how we all came in, man, So, I say we all, that's us brothers that came in from the YouTube era, 2007 onwards, man. When the apostles hit the YouTube. So, no matter how much we know, we can never neglect the basics, man. Anyways, with that, I'm out, man. So.